Bath time is over. You give them a quick rub down with a towel, dodge as they start shaking off the last of the suds, watching them tear through the living room doing those famous post-bath zoomies. At this point, it feels like the hard part is done. You let them wander off to air dry the rest of the way, assuming the room temperature will naturally and safely finish the job. An hour later, you pet them, and their top layer of fur feels perfectly dry to the touch. But if you have a dog with a thick or double coat, that dry outer layer is hiding a completely saturated undercoat pressed tightly against their body. Relying on this human intuition initiates a silent 48-hour countdown to a painful skin condition. To understand what is happening during that countdown, we have to look beneath the top coat. A double-coated dog has an incredibly dense layer of fine hair packed closely to their skin. While the outer guard hair shed water easily, that dense undercoat acts like a sponge. It traps the excess bath water directly against your dog's naturally warm body. This animated diagram shows what happens next. As the individual hair shafts swell with moisture, they expand and begin to physically lock together. What starts as a tiny, unnoticed tangle quickly escalates. Those swollen, interlocking hairs compress and turn into solid, tightly woven mats. Look at how the airflow arrows in this diagram react to that matted layer. The fresh oxygen simply bounces off the barrier, completely unable to reach the deep epidermal tissue below. The bathwater is now sealed in. Your living room might be perfectly comfortable, but right up against your dog's highly sensitive skin, you have created an inescapable, highly humid microclimate. In this microscopic view of the skin layer, you can see the immediate biological consequence of that trapped moisture. Deprived of oxygen and heated by the dog's body, naturally occurring yeast and bacteria rapidly multiply across the surface in a dark, humid incubator. Within just 24 to 48 hours, this proliferation triggers moist dermatitis. The underlying tissue turns red and highly inflamed beneath that bacterial layer, creating what we commonly call a hotspot. These hotspots are incredibly painful and intensely itchy. Your dog will desperately scratch, chew, and lick the irritated area, which only drives the bacteria deeper and spreads the raw infection further out of your sight. Air drying indoors serves as an active incubation period, allowing spreading chronic infections to thrive right beneath the surface of the fur. Once you realize the danger of trapped water, your first instinct is usually to grab your own hairdryer, turn it on the highest setting, and blast the coat to speed things up. But extreme heat causes a different kind of biological damage. This cross-section illustrates transepidermal water loss, the process where high heat forces essential moisture to rapidly evaporate out of the deep epidermal layers, severely dehydrating the skin. That sudden, intense heat also denatures their hair proteins, breaking down the physical structure of the fur and actively destroying the skin's invisible immune barrier. Treating a dog's coat with human styling tools actively strips away the animal's natural biological defenses. To safely dry your dog, you must replace extreme heat with proper, sustained airflow. The mechanics of drying matter far more than sheer speed. The protocol starts with a thorough towel drying to remove the heaviest moisture. After that, switch to a dedicated pet dryer set strictly to low heat. Look at the distance parameters in this diagram. The dryer nozzle must stay 8 to 12 inches away from the surface of the fur at all times to prevent concentrated heat buildup. Keep the airstream in constant movement. This technique gently separates the hairs, ensuring the coat dries down to the skin without causing thermal burns. Taking a few extra minutes to prioritize proper airflow over a speedy, high-heat blowout will protect your dog from weeks of silent, chronic inflammation. Our dogs tolerate bath time because they trust us completely. It is our responsibility to manage the aftermath so it doesn't leave them in pain. I want to know how you handle bath time. Go to the comments right now. Drop your dog's name and your post-bath routine so we can build a community of owners dedicated to doing better. But knowing how to dry their fur is only part of the equation. What other everyday bathing mistakes silently break down your dog's immune barrier? Click on the video on your screen right now to find out, because true, effective pet care requires us to abandon our human intuition in favor of understanding and respecting actual canine biology. See you there.